What's going on, Miles?
I think it's Friday, Brian. I think we're back on a Friday show.
Yeah,
Cadence.
The schedule, at least my schedule, feels like it's been so disrupted. Getting sick, and then you and I doing a Monday show at some point, and I don't even know. I don't even know, but it does feel good to be back on schedule, just in time to stop doing GameScast before the year's out.
Well, it's, as they say, schedules are just a state of mind, right?
Who says that?
I think it was like Socrates, was it? I don't know, man. Some philosopher. Socrates, yeah. Socrates said it.
All right.
He also said PSVR2 is pretty damn good as well. He says super immersive.
Oh, and I was mistaken. I thought he was the first one that said it was dead.
Nah.
Okay.
That was Jim Ryan. But
That was...
Whoa. That's
The horse's name was Friday. The horse's name was Friday, Miles. All right, let's get this thing started.
Let's go.
This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 West Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure, but we care so much about your oral pleasure as well. That's why we put this thing up on podcast services of your choice. My name is Brian Paul from the channel right here with that Parole. This guy over here. To my left, your right, it is Myles Dyer from youtube.com/Myles.
I have missed that so much.
Yeah,
I was like, just going about my day, just having the echoes of it and going, I just can't remember quite how it sounded. So
yeah,
it feels like home, Brian. Thank you for that. Hey, Brian. Hey, Gamecats. How you all doing? I just did a Let's Play of Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did stop in just for a second to make sure we weren't going to wear the same hoodie tonight.
Yeah.
How was it? How was Get Out? Listen, actually, I got to say right here, when I stopped in, you were on the gear puzzle, and the gear puzzle was broken when I tried to play it. So yeah. I was happy to see that it's no longer broken.
I did get nervous because I did think it was broken as well. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, look, it's not how I remember the movie Get Out,
No.
but realistic though. But seriously, I actually think it might be one of my all-time favorite horror experiences in VR. I'm not saying it's the best, like one of the best horror games, but Creative VR 3D. They I think you said, did you do a review of this one, or maybe you just talked about it on a show? But
Not this one. Yeah.
okay, but I think they're just a very special development team. Like, it's an indie game, but the things that they do really showcase what is possible in VR in ways that I think a lot of game developers don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're pulling yourself across the floor, trying to get away from things, or putting things in your mouth like a flashlight and that. Okay, that's done in some games, but there's a bit early on where you've got to actually unlock a door with a key that's in your teeth. So you pick it up because you're in a straitjacket, and then you're like trying to stuff like that. And there are entities in this game that are very disturbing and I think very well done. But again, it's an indie game, so eventually when you hang around so long, you kind of you start noticing the patterns and what things are, and it becomes less scary. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a good time. I rolled credits. I thought there was a few times I was going to nope out, and then I was like, I think you're close to the end, and I'm glad I stuck to the end because I thought the credits and scene and everything was very well done as well. So, cool little indie game.
So obviously super short.
Yeah, it's super short. There is an extra episode. How much is it actually?
I think it'll last you like $10 or something like that.
Okay.
They're definitely not asking a lot.
No, I mean, yeah, I think, it's £8 in the UK. I think it's good for price actually. For it, it's a super short, but I think it's a really cool immersive experience. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I got a kick out of smashing buttons with my head and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But I mean, it sounds like I'm nearly to the end, so I should probably get back in there and push out a Brian bite along with a few other Brian bites next year. next year. And let's, I just want to be real clear here. I mentioned something about like one of the last Gamescasts of the year. And I think the plan is, just so everyone knows, the plan is we're going to do a full week of Gamescast next week. And then that's going to be it. I'm going to take like the last 10 days of the year off. Between now and then, there's going to be a couple of special videos that go out, to wrap up the year and just stuff that I think is important for the channel to have before taking a break, and of course a Zero Caliber review, and that's it. I think that's the whole rest of the year, and we'll see. But it's sort of been tradition to do a New Year's Eve stream, and if everyone's down, like I know Myles, I know you're in a completely different time zone, and it's gonna be, you should be well asleep by the time I start a New Year's Eve stream. And I think everyone else has things going on, but if everyone's down, man, I'm so down to do a solo stream and just shoot the shit with all the cats as we ring in the new year in time zone after time zone. But you guys let me know if you're interested in doing something like that.
I might be up for it, dude. I mean, to be honest, the last 3 or 4 New Year's Eves, I've actually just gone to bed. Like, I think I go to bed even before it goes midnight. Yeah. And I don't know. It's actually because I think it's just one of those things, like in society growing up, going out for New Year's Eve, there was always this thing, it's got to be the best night ever, it's New Year's Eve. And I always just had, like, I lost my wallet when I was young and it just ruined my night. Had a lot of stuff that just wasn't great for New Year's Eve. It's always super expensive going out, like at bars and, and then it became a thing of, as I was growing up, of the stress of like, I haven't really been invited anywhere. Who could I ask if I go around theirs and hang out? And it just got to a point where, you know what? Just have a good night and then don't feel hungover the next day or tired, and have the best first of the new year. And that's what I did. But I might tag around with you guys. But depending on when you start. But yeah.
But Myles, who are you gonna kiss at midnight?
That's a good point. Trying to think what VR games.
That's the real stress, right?
What VR games have I got? Let's see.
You're gonna kiss a VR game?
Well, you go in the VR game and you can just kiss a character, can't you, in VR? Like, okay. I don't know. I have to think about it. Maybe that could be a topic for a future Gamescast. Is who is your VR New Year's Eve kiss? Let's not answer this now. Oh, Madam, who's it from? Oh, Madison. Kiss Madison. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Were you trying to go for Lady D? Was that what you were saying?
Oh, Lady D. That was it. Lady D. That was the first thing. Yeah.
Fifth with the Australian $5 says, "Hope you feel better, Brian and AJ." All right. I haven't checked in with AJ. Dude, AJ and I were both sick on Monday's show, and I was like,
"Oh, really?"
It was. Listen, if we had in my book, Monday's show was so bad, right? Like we were talking about some technical terms, and I couldn't quite, like, I was too sick to care, and AJ was too sick to care, and we were just like, I felt like we were just talking out of our ass the whole time instead of looking things up and whatever. I was like, wow, what a fucking disaster. And that's really the reason why I didn't want to do a show on Wednesday, because I was still sick, and I was like, listen, I've done shows sick before, but seeing how poorly Monday's show went, I was like, I do not want a repeat performance of that. But yeah, so hopefully AJ's doing well. I've not been keeping in touch with him this week because I've been too, at my own house about how I'm feeling and trying to get shit done over here. So hopefully he's doing better as well. He says, enjoying the Let's Plays, Myles. Good luck with the Horror Games Award Show. What's the Horror Games Award Show?
Yeah, tomorrow's the Horror Game Awards. It's in London. It's every year, and I was heading down because a friend of mine, Ash Millman, she's a producer on it.
Yeah,
and then on Saturday or Sunday last week, the director contacted me, and they've asked if I want to present one of the awards. So I'm presenting the best VR horror game of 2025. Yep. And there's like 14 nominees. I mean, I can quickly roll through them now, actually. It's on the website. Let's have a look now. But it's going to be at 2 p.m. It's going to be live streamed 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, look, I really want to be there representing VR. And I'm really grateful that they've offered me to be it. I'll just quickly list through them. There's quite a lot of nominees. The voting has closed now. I don't know who's won, just to let you know. But it was one of the reasons actually I did Get Out tonight, because it was the only game on this list that I hadn't played yet. So I chased the devs, and yeah. So we got Alien Rogue Incursion. We've got Blackgate, which I assume is a Steam. I think it's just Steam only game. Dread Meridian, Emissary Zero. We've then got Get Out. We've then got Madison VR, because obviously that got a Quest release in the past year. Then we've got Memoriam, which Memoriam. Some people actually have been. Have you played it or you know of it? A lot of people have said really good things about it.
Yeah, it's coming to PSVR 2.
It is coming to PS. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's awesome. Metro Awakening, Phasmophobia, Pools, Breaking, The Midnight Walk, who won VR at the Game Awards last night. Congrats to them. Trenches VR and Zona Origin. I know that's a lot of games to sort of remember, but for me, it's kind of like Madison VR. For me, is probably the winner, but I think Phasmophobia is a public vote. I think Phasmophobia will probably do very well just because Phasmophobia is a flat screen game as well. Although Madison was actually, to be honest, but Phasmophobia is just like I think it's just been quite a big celebrated game this past year since its launch. So yeah, but anyway, that's happening. So looking forward to it.
Nice. Here, I didn't even realize you sent me the link over here.
Yeah, I literally did it in the last few minutes. Probably easier than me just rambling off with them. Be curious to know what would be your vote on it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't played all these games, and so it would be totally fair for me to vote. But I didn't think Alien Rogue Incursion was all that scary. You know, it is for the first maybe hour, right, until you know what to expect. Madison, clearly one of the scariest things I've ever played in VR. I don't think the Midnight Walk being on here tells me that it's like, you know, the horror theme category. It has nothing to do with how scary the game is.
Correct. Yeah.
Which is great. Same with Pools, right? Is it ever super scary? No, unnerving maybe. So I don't really know what I'd be voting on here. Like, because it's definitely not the scariest. That's not what I'm voting on, right? Is it the best game in this category? Maybe that's what I'm voting on.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then I think that I mean, dude, I don't know. I would love to say Phasmo because I love Phasmo.
I thought you'd say Phasmo, especially with like the DLCs that have come out, like the new ones as well. Yeah,
sure. Except it's just so janky still on PSVR2. I don't understand it. Like, what are we doing?
But in other mediums, good horror movies are pretty janky. Like, you know, you like a good horror movie where there's some cheesy stuff going on. Not everything like those indie ones. It kind of feels like that's the charm of horror.
Right. I can't open the door. It's behind me. Right.
Can you imagine that in a horror movie?
Broken.
Can't open the door. It's so janky. My hand's not working.
It is the equivalent of like trying to start a car in a horror movie. It's just
yes. That's it. There we go.
Yeah. The torch is don't. I don't know what's wrong with it. I can't grab it. Anyway, that's fun, man. That'll be fun to tune into. I'm looking forward to seeing you on it.
Cool. Thank you, man.
What did you play anything else this week other than Get Out?
Oh yeah, my other Let's Plays. I mean, some of them. Okay, the first one, dude, on Monday was Truck Simulator 25 VR American Driver. You remember that
hold
one?
on. Yes, because I loved it, even though it was terrible.
I was really looking forward to it after your thoughts.
Yeah. How'd it go? I didn't get to tune in.
It went really bad. I mean, as soon as the game starts, Jesus Christ, it looks terrible in the headset.
Yeah.
You know the thing you want people to do when they put the headset, wow, that looks really good in the headset. But most of the time people are just like, okay, it looks kind of cool. This was like, oh wow, this looks really terrible in the headset. They've really gone out their way to make this look as horrible as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a game there. I like the reverse mirrors. I like that there's this massive map you can drive around. The most frustrating thing, and actually it's on your footage there, is you have a blue arrow that points where you're going, which is completely unhelpful. You have like this map, like this massive iPad that is just black. I thought the map would be on it. But then on the left, you can buy a GPS system. But it's just a placeholder image. It's not a GPS system, so it doesn't actually help you.
It's cosmetic, but in the worst way possible.
It's cosmetic. Yeah, dude, I love all the customization. I love how fast the police are to respond to you crashing into someone by teleporting and just appearing in front of you. Dropping from the sky. Yeah, dude, like this game is horrific, man. But they've done the hard work, and like this could actually be an all right game. I actually don't understand most of the stuff though. Like on the main menu, you're meant to be able to press rest and the fuel buttons, and it didn't seem to do anything. And I can't remember. There was lots of other stuff that just confused me and didn't make sense.
Yeah, once the whole UI is so dumb. It doesn't make any sense. They give you this massive tablet, but the text on it is this big, right? So they take up like 10% of the tablet at most. And they make the buttons big, and it took me a long time to even figure out like how to start a mission, right? It was you just going through, clicking through menus, and be like, oh, how do I fucking start this? And I was just so confused. I love how just ridiculously silly this traffic is. Cars, like three vans, all identical to each other, just crashing into each other. It is hilarious to play. This is the best worst shovelware game there is. I was doing a Brian bite and I couldn't stop playing it. I just one more mission. Yes. Like it was like 6 hours later. I was like, dude, I'm just doing a fucking 2-minute Brian bite on this. It's time to stop playing and wrap this shit up.
Okay, well, before we get to the other 3 games I played this week, and I'll go through them quickly.
No one cares. This is the one. This is the one we want to talk about.
Well, I need to make a confession, Brian, because this week we have our PlayStation Wrapped. Have you done it?
Yeah.
Top 5 games. Normally, a top game for me is going to be over 100 hours, but I live in a different world now, and my top game was 40 hours. And it's just because obviously I've been playing a lot more different games. Surviving Mars was my top game of the year in terms of hours.
I think it was mine too. I have to double check, but I think it was mine too. I think I had like 30 hours in it or something.
Excellent. That's cool. That's good, man. That's good. The others were all flat screen except number 4, which was joint 4th with Balatro, and it was Supermarket CEO VR Simulator. 25 hours. And
what are we doing
Brian,
to ourselves?
I know.
Why do we still like video games after all this, Miles? What is this? A normal person would crumble under this pressure.
Yeah, to be fair to Balatro, I played a lot the year before, so it was a bit of a crossover. That's the only reason it didn't get. I kind of wanted to jump into Balatro just for a little bit, just to get it. My explanation was, and it's what I said at the time when I was playing it every night, chatting to you guys in the Discord, which was I was in a really bad part of my life. Like I would be working till 3 a.m. I was stressed. It was just chaos with everything going on. And instead of just going straight to bed and then starting a new work day, I needed a nice escape where I could just put stuff in order, putting stuff on the shelves, putting things through the checkout. And I just do a couple hours a day while chatting people. And it turns out it racked up to 25 hours. So, so I'm embarrassed, but I'm also not surprised because it kind of, I look at that and go, yeah, that's the kind of year I had.
Wow. Real quick, we got Kill Artist, the Dreamweaver Gamecat in the chat with the $5 tip. Says, glad you're feeling better, Brian. I am. Thank you. Again, I looked terrible, but I am feeling better. He says, thanks to Rody, I got my room booked for Vegas.
Nice.
Listen, it is so crazy how fast this all kind of came together, in especially thanks to Rody for getting this together. We've been talking about Vegas for a little bit here, and talking about how it's going to be Gamecat Meetup 2026. It's in April. Please, if you're curious about the dates and you want you want to get in on the same hotel that we're getting in on, just please join Discord. Trying to organize that shit in GamesCast and give you all the details here is just ridiculous. Because I'll say it and then it'll disappear and blah blah blah. But come join our Discord. Rody got a good deal going. Normally on these things, I kind of want to get in and get out, right? Because anytime I ever leave my apartment within 3 days, I'm like, I just want to get home. But dude, I had booked the 3 days and then looked at the total and then saw on the calendar if I booked the 4th day, it was only another $19.
Nice.
And then if I booked the 5th day, it was only another $19 because of the deal that Rody got us. And so I was like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna make this into a vacation. I'm work for a couple days. We'll do the meetup, here and there, whatever. But like, I think the last 2 days might just be for me. You know what I mean? Like, just get away and enjoy the room and walk around, see what I find. So for less than one night in Boston, I got five days in Vegas. So guys, Gamecat Meetup 2026. Do not forget, it is happening in April. There's the Level Up Expo, which should be fun to explore for a day or two, and just a ton of other things. We want to do Meow Wolf. We're gonna see if we can't find some mini golf that we can all play in real life because we all play so much fucking walkabout. We'll see if that shit translates. It's gonna be a really good time, and we've already got people coming from Australia, from the UK, from everywhere. So fucking people are coming from all over the world again, and we are literally just getting this started right now, getting the plan started. So make sure you come. This is going to be the one. If you didn't come last year, make sure you come this year. And if you did come last year, come again this year.
Yeah, super excited for this, and I'm actually going to be taking 2 weeks off work around that. So it's not going to be one of those things where I come out there and I'm thinking of other things. I'm going to completely switch off, and I'm really looking forward to it. The only thing I'm nervous about, and it's not because I want to put it down or anything with this sort of stuff, is there has been a lot of talk in the news in the UK about your country's new policy for tourists. I don't know if you know about this, where they're going to no longer have it as an optional, but they have to be able to check your social media for 5 years, and also like addresses and phone numbers of anyone that you've spoken to, which is currently going through. I think it's not been confirmed yet. And to be honest, I think if I get an ESTA now, it still says optional on it. So I guess if I do that, but there's someone I know who had a lot of issues on the border. And every time I've come to America the last few years now, I've been worrying about it more and more. I am going to still come. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but it's just like, do you guys not want tourists? Do you guys not want us visiting? Yeah, that was pretty sad to see. So I'm looking forward to getting my ESTA, getting my stuff booked, and coming out there because yeah, Vegas I've not been to for 15 years, and it's going to be a bit warmer than Boston.
Yeah, I got to be honest, Miles. I've never been to Vegas. I mean, it's one of those places that I've had friends that how come? Hold on a second. Hold on. That's no. Tip works there. Tips work there. Tips don't work on my screen. What? Everything's broken. Yeah, I just never had the desire to go to Vegas. When I was younger, people would go to Vegas to gamble, right? And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a weekend in Vegas. Oh, just the boys. Oh, let's go." And I'm like, "No." We're gonna bring I'm like, how much money are you bringing to Vegas? Like $1,000. I was like, bro, I think of a million better ways to spend $1,000 than to hand it over to a casino and never see it again, right? Yep. And so, but now that we're older, obviously way more things to do there.
I have some wild Vegas stories, which the whole like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm not sharing them any now, but like genuinely, I was like, okay, this is the kind of stuff they talk about at Vegas. Like I did not expect this to happen. We'll have to go to the Insanity ride, the spinning chairs that go off the side of the Space Needle building. You'll never get me doing that. It genuinely looks like a nightmare when you look at the footage. I can't. When I was gonna go, it was closed due to windy conditions, which I was like, respect, but also, yeah. Don't want to put myself through that. It'd be crazy.
Anyway, should be a good time. And so, looking forward to seeing everybody. And, I mean, yeah, it was just like an absolute blast last year. It's one of those things you stressed out about for months, and then it happens, and you're like, why was I stressing? This is just so great. Great. We always say we have the greatest community, and then it's like when we meet up in person, it's just proof of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
While he's now Gamecat, specifically White Tiger with Canadian $2 tip, says work VR week. Oh, went well. Completely forgot. I'm sorry, Waleed. Waleed, I guess, brought his VR headset into work, and he was talking about like the different games that he was going to bring for people to try. And he said the work VR week went well. 13 people tried. 2 bought PSVR2.
Wow.
Talk about doing Tony's job for them.
I know. It's amazing. That's so awesome.
Amazing. Waleed, feel free to hit us up in the chat. Let us know what were the favorites. What were the games that really resonated with people? Because obviously, obviously you had some
truck simulator.
Yeah, that was the one. That was how much is this?
Wow, this is cheaper than buying your own truck. Yeah. That's the sale. Oh my god.
That's great. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll get back on topic here. We got Andrew Ehrenreich. What's up, dude? With the $10 tip, says the unforgivable has happened. I'm playing a flat game.
That's fine.
What?
I mean, is it? Oh, I mean, no, it's not.
I mean, listen, after the Game Awards,
in your VR headset. In your VR headset.
Oh, hold on. Let's finish the tip. He said, I had a blast with D&D that I had to follow it up with Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, fair, dude.
Do you know
I need
anyone
to play
who can
Baldur's
take?
Gate.
He's like, do you know anyone, Brian or Miles, who can take this flat game and bring it to VR?
No, I don't. But if anyone knows, let us know in the chat. That'd be cool, though. There should be a studio that does that kind of thing.
It's called Without Parole Studios. I want to announce right here and now, that I'm opening up a new studio, and it'll be competing with all other studios who are doing the same thing. In our very first IP, get ready for this, fucking BioShock. Let's go. Shout out to Mystic Ryan, by the way, because Mystic Ryan, the only one on your channel, spouting facts over there.
I was going to say, Ryan on Wednesday was saying that on my Mystic Ryan was saying that BioShock is the one that he'd want to see. So yeah,
I was just watching, like I was trying to do work and I was watching, like you were windowed over here in the corner of my screen, and it's like kind of listening in the background, just trying to be there as much as I could be, just by listening a little bit, and it was like when you were like, what's his dream IP? I was just waiting. I was like, come on, you got me, Ryan, you got me. And he's BioShock, and I was like, this guy knows what's up. Yep. Yeah. That
was fun, man. That was fun. Cool. I'll just quickly rattle off the other 3 I played this week. Mindscapes VR. Have you played it?
Mindscapes VR? No. Why do I not even know what that is?
That's fine. You can keep it that way. I 100%ed it in 15 minutes. It's got 5 mini games. It's got a jump mechanic in it. You can jump, but I have no idea why you need to jump in this game. The one thing is, one of the mini games is where you have to control a dot with your eye and you have to dodge stuff. And that was kind of cool. They had headset rumble. They had like all this stuff. And I was like, but the game itself is just not great. Not great. What's
the name of it again?
Mindscapes VR. I don't think there's a trailer. They just have gameplay footage, which I refused to put on the beginning of my live stream because I was like, well, you may as well just watch me play it.
Yeah, when I look it up, it's Cussman playing it and it's you playing it. And I do remember putting this into PSVR this week, and and literally having to just put gameplay or something like that in it. Yeah.
One of the mini games is it plays the sound of an instrument, and then you have to click on the instrument. But in the tutorial, it tells you what each instrument is, and for organ, it was a keyboard, which I'm still not convinced. Let's move on. Animal Anatomy, Brian. I went inside a dog and a cat.
We're gonna have to clip that out. We're getting demonetized.
That's fine. I actually learned a new term when I did a YouTube short about that on TikTok. It was, what was the term that people used? They said it was, maybe it's a term that everyone knows, but vor, V-O-R-E. Do you know about this? Vor. Everyone kept saying vor. It's basically someone that has, like, I don't know if it's a fetish, but someone that likes to be inside things, like likes the idea of being consumed by an animal or a person.
Okay, I knew I'd heard it. But...
I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, the quick thing is, I think it's great that these educational apps exist. I do feel like this is literally just a copy and paste from Human Anatomy VR, because when I was in the tutorial, there's one bit where they say, and you'll be able to look at humans. I was like, they didn't change it. But yeah, and I was hoping there was going to be more animals, more than a dog and a cat. Maybe it'll be some DLC or something. And there's no trophy support, which was a real shame. And then the other game I played this week, Brian, was obviously Shadowgate VR.
Oh, yeah.
Did you play Shadowgate VR, Brian?
Yeah.
All right. It's all right.
It was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It was fine. So here's I don't want to get too inside baseball with this, but as everybody knows, it was delayed, and I was playing it pre-patch before it got delayed, and it pissed me off so much that I didn't want to. I just didn't even want to get back to it. I was also getting like very burnt out by the time that the review embargo for the new release date was coming up, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I just need to. I just can't do this." And so, because honestly, I don't think it would have been fair to the game for me to get back in there. Right, with the mentality that I had, like I was sort of like, "Fuck this game," but like
sure.
but I played enough of it. I played about, I would say, 90% of it pre-patch, and I saw plenty of really good things in there. And I think that you guys priced it very competitively, and I think you priced it very fairly. And now that it's all patched up and ready to go, I could absolutely see it being really fun, minus the lack of a platinum trophy.
Yep, no, definitely. And that's fair. And and I'm sorry about that. It was very disappointing when I was hearing about those issues. And just to let you know, there is a lot that's happening at our company in terms of when things come up. There's a lot of things that we feel like should never have happened and just do. And it is just the very nature of having a very new company. The way we describe it is like you're basically building an aircraft as you're flying it. And it means that there will be times where stuff happens and you go, why did that happen? And it's just because we're trying to do a lot of things. And it is out of necessity. Like we're trying to grow a company and establish it. And and obviously I hadn't seen it because I had a PS5 Pro only. And it worked perfectly fine because I recorded all the footage for the trailer. And so when I heard about it, I was like, oh my God. But for me, like Shadowgate, the thing I tell people is if you're going in here wanting like a modern, like new wizard adventure, this is not for you. This is a game that feels like I'm in a classic adventure game that has been brought forward to VR. And they do that very well. Like every bit of it, I'm just like, it feels like it has that retro feel to it, except it's got like modern graphics and it's got really good frame rate. I love the lighting in it, but like the climbing in it, there's other games that do climbing better. The combat, there's other games that do the combat better. But I think the puzzles and overall is pretty cool, and it's a good story overall. The only thing I would say, and I think it was PSV Rafa had said it on X, he hates spiders. There are spiders in this. And you can turn on silly spiders, but I'm telling you, silly spiders are still spiders. And so he really struggled with it. And there are some pretty horrible spider moments on it. So I will just say that as well. But yeah, cool.
Good.
That was it.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Magic the Gamecast says, what was the chessboard game for PSVR 1? The chessboard game? Like actual chess?
They've just added chess in Walkabout Mini Golf. You can play the chessboard in it now.
Yeah, have you tried it?
I know. Is it good?
I mean, there's no rules.
Oh, so it's there's no like clock or like you turn first.
There's no rules. I can take a pawn and just immediately take out your king. And wow, you won. There's no rules.
And is it like it doesn't click in place either?
It does. It actually the pawn clicks in place, and then the king will be put off to the side automatically for you.
Okay.
Right.
I love that. You're about to lose, and then you just go checkmate.
Yeah. Listen. If you're just chilling and waiting for somebody to show up, there's this chessboard sitting around and Walkabout, and if everyone agrees to play by the rules. And then that's great. That's great. That's cool. It's cool that it's there. It doesn't have to be a full-fledged like chess simulator or anything. I'm just happy that it's there. Looper says just like real life. Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Yeah, very much so.
All right, let's. Man, hold on. We got Sun WTF with the $5 tip. Says finally getting around to Reach. It's a Metroidvania. Actually, really enjoying it, but still buggy. High 7s. So far for me. I don't think I would consider it a Metroidvania. There are occasionally places that you're like, oh, how do I get there? And then 2 minutes later you'll get a power that'll like allow you to climb that, and like, okay, now I can climb that. But
there's not huge backtracking. Yeah.
Right. But yeah. Reaches a game. It's fine.
I do want to go back to it.
Uh,
After
but
after I've
still
played,
buggy. I will say.
after I finished with Supermarket CO.
So never then, yeah. No, listen, Reach is fine. I give End Dreams a really hard time because I don't think it lived up to any of their other efforts personally. But the most disappointing thing about Son's comment here is that it's still buggy. It's like, say what you will about the game. Maybe you were disappointed in all the same things I was, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you really enjoyed it. But the fact that it launched buggy and then here we are, 2 months later and it's still buggy, I feel like that's just unacceptable. We get Niles Ryan, the game Feline Rare with the $5 tips. Happy Friday. The horse's name is Friday, Miles. The horse's name. Finished my first term of college this week at age 43. It's never too late. Maybe I should go back to college. This isn't panning out for me.
Maybe there'll be a college VR simulator, CEO simulator or something. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. I can get some
We've got loads of simulator games announced on the PSVR2 store. So
get some virtual degrees.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Put them on your LinkedIn resume.
You can only get they'll only help you get a job in VR. So, I don't know, maybe Grand Theft Auto 6 will have some jobs we can apply for in the world.
Well, my LinkedIn account says I am a fully qualified truck driver of a 16-wheeler. So, watch out if you see me on the road.
Very nice. Miles, I feel like this could be a show that just goes completely off the rails like it has for the last 40 minutes.
No such thing. No such thing.
But maybe we should talk about the topic of the show, the big headline, the thing that's in the thumbnail.
Top 5 things. Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Is that okay with you? Do you want you down?
What do we think, chat? Yeah, should we stick with this? Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Listen,
good idea, Brian.
Listen. This is a video I wanted to make. This is something that I wanted to do. If anybody remembers that for a little while there, I was trying to make op-eds, and so it'd actually just be me on camera and talking. It'd be edited, very just here's my opinion on certain things, blah 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 blah. And they're really fun to do, but man, they're time consuming. You know why? Because I'm really terrible at doing anything scripted, right? So somebody commented on my Ghost Time review. They're like, "Did you use an AI voice?" And I was like, "No, but it fucking sounds like it, doesn't it?" It's really I'm really bad at scripted stuff. I'm not terribly good at the unscripted stuff either. But it was just I just knew this was going to take a really long time to make, and we got all these games coming out in 2026. That I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait. I would rather get this video out now. I can always do an edited version of it later. I was like, but I just feel like there's so many things that developers need to know if they're bringing their game to PlayStation VR2 that we're like, let's just have it. Let's just have it here. Let's have it headlined, and let's have a video where if developers are bringing their game over to our console, to our headset, here's we made it nice and easy for them. Here's a list of things that PSVR2 gamers kind of demand in a sense, or at least expect, to put it in a nicer way. So we have a bit of an outline here. But Miles, do you want to kick it off with something that you think is important?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about accessibility, because when it comes to VR, I always talk about how it's the most personal type of medium to game, because you're putting yourself into the game. Mm-hmm. And there's a barrier to entry with VR. It's not just owning the equipment, but it's once you're in the game, what is your tolerance going to be? And everyone has different sets of eyes, different tolerances when it comes to things like car sickness and motion. And so I think that games need to make sure they give as many accessibility points as possible. You got to think about every type of interaction and way that your body is, connecting with your world. There needs to be settings with that. So whether it's turning, snap turning, the type of snap, if you have smooth turning, the type of smooth turning, because you have it sometimes where you try and turn and then it's just one speed, and others you can have that sort of accelerant, so you can slowly turn and then speed it up. When it comes to grips, when you're holding weapons or items, toggle, hybrid is the new one that you see a lot. And the reality is, and I always hate saying that for virtual reality, but the reality is there are going to be games that have already been made that have integrated accessibility settings that work and are great to have, and you should be putting them in your own game. You shouldn't. I think a lot of developers, or there are often cases where you see indie developers make a game, and your thought is, have they even checked out other VR games on this platform yet? And so I guess for this, thinking of like top examples when it comes to accessibility, I feel like I'm digging myself a hole here because I haven't really thought about what the example was going to be. But I mean, games that come to mind, like I think Pavlov for a first-person shooter had a lot of customization on it. There was a game I played recently that had an awful lot, man, what was it? I'm gonna have to think about it. But you go.
No, I mean, like I think this is a great place to start off, and it was really nice when we saw like the Rush Apex Edition launch recently, and it was like, how do you want to play? Do you want to steer using your head or your hands, or how do you want to do this? And it was VRacer hover bike. I was like, how do you want to play? Do you want to steer or counter steer? Do you want to do you want to lean? Right, and it really or just fucking use an analog stick, right? Which is like super unimmersive, but like if you don't have your VR legs, that's so important. And so and I think as you were talking, I was just like kind of listing off these games in my head, so I'll throw out one more. It was funny because so many people were talking about Thief VR recently and about how their crouch button doesn't put you into a good place, or it didn't put you into a good place, which wasn't something I experienced. But again, this is all about how other people experience things. It's like you and I are not going to have the same experience in the same VR game, right? And so hearing people say, "Oh, the crouch button was just put me in a really weird place where it was too low to reach this and too high to reach that," which is why I think of Lies and Rain nailed it, right? Using the right analog stick to just pull down. Sorry, lots of horns on my end. You crouch like you would in real life. There's no one preset in real life to crouch, right? It's a gradual thing. You can crouch as much or as little as you want. And I think that's why Lies and Rain, their crouch option is the best one out there. And I think all other VR games should adopt that.
Well, actually, you just mentioning of Lies and Rain just makes me realise Pavlov is actually probably not a good suggestion at all, because famously, I remember when I was in it, how do you crouch? And someone told me, oh, no, you actually physically crouch. And I still don't think they've added a button into it. So, yeah, that is not good. But I think in terms of, like, I think it was one of the first games where I saw the hybrid. So in terms of the actual controls. But there are some games that have everything from, like, the grip, and you can choose, like, the angle that the grip is going to be for your weapons and stuff. But again, you can literally, I mean, maybe you should have a database of like the top accessibility settings that we found in different games, just so developers can look at it. There should be some kind of open source piece there. Because for us with VR, we want as many people to play it as possible. And I had on my, because I have a guest on all my Wednesday shows now, not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, I had Jarves, who is an accessibility advocate, and she's not does much with VR, but she says the main issue that a lot of developers have when it comes to accessibility is it's something they think about after the fact. They make the game and then go, right, what accessibility settings can be put in, and that's when they run into issues. Whereas if you think about it from the get-go, that can inform a lot of what you do. But the last thing I was going to say also is I do think with accessibility, it makes the case for why hybrid games are so important. Because I kind of feel like, yes, Resident Evil 7 didn't have, you had to use your DualShock controller. But I do feel like, why not have a lot of VR games where you can just use a controller and have like fixed animations with the hands and stuff, just so that if there are people that do have injuries, and actually Jarves told me on her show that she bought a PSVR2, although you'll hate the game that inspired her to do it. It was What the Bat. I
quit. What are we even doing here? What are we even doing here?
But she had I can't remember exactly what it was with her disability, but basically she wasn't able to play it because of her arm. But she says if I had was able to use a sense controller to use it, she would have got to enjoy it. And I do think that there is something that should be considered there, just so that more and more people can play it and play these games. But anyway, accessibility is a big one.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think you're 100% right. There's absolutely no reason why more games couldn't give people the option to use the DualSense controller. Just and give you basic interactions. I mean, listen, and I say there's no reason. What I mean for that is when it comes to the hybrid model, right? Because right, why doesn't Village have the option? Dude, I didn't even realize. I didn't even try it out until somebody told me. You can do it in subside. No, not subside. Let's try that again. You can do it in pools, right? Because if you've already got all the control set up and all the interaction set up to use a DualSense controller and not have two hands in the game, then why not implement that into your VR version as well? Because then like you said, Resident Evil 7 is such the perfect example of this. Whereas like I was so blown away by it, I didn't even care that I didn't have two hands in the game. I didn't care that it didn't support the move controllers. I was just like, I was in that world, and I was like, this is fucking good enough. Good enough.
So are you saying that in Village you can do that as well? So you can use the... Oh, no,
I'm saying Village is a great example. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go in there and just use the DualSense controller.
Yeah.
The same way you did with Resident Evil 7. It's already in there somewhere. It's already in their programming. It was like, not everybody is capable of waving their arms around and climbing with their hands. And it's, it's good. The more accessibility, the better. And as you already pointed out, VR brings a whole other list of problems to the table with motion sickness and whatever. So, making sure that you can allow people to play your game without getting sick is really important. We were just talking to Go Green and Game On in the Discord earlier, saying that he's going to try out a PSVR2 this week, and as long as it doesn't give him too much motion sickness, he's probably going to pick it up. I was like, cool, right? But doesn't know. Myles, I'm going to do probably a really more obvious one for number two. And number two is games need to look sharp and run smooth, right? This is something that like doesn't really affect flat screen gamers that much anymore. Like a long time ago, like we're talking like sometime in the PS3, PS4 era, the resolution got high enough, the frame rates get solid enough, and now everything just feels like bonus. Right, it's very, very seldom that we're playing a 30 frames per second game. It's very seldom that you see, depending on what resolution you're playing in. Obviously, I don't even have a 4K TV, so maybe I shouldn't be speaking about this. However, games look really fucking good. Everything kind of changed when it came to VR, because it was like, oh shit, now the screen is literally a half an inch away from my eyes, and so you can see every single flaw. You can really, really see, or at least I can, when you're not hitting the frame rates. You can really, really see when things stutter when you use smooth turning. So it is, so there's all sorts of things that go into this. What do PSVR2 games need to look sharp and run smooth? Part of that, I think, a little bit of super sampling, right? In the focal area, whether it's fixed foveated rendering or it's dynamic foveated rendering, that focal point needs to be super sampled, because that's how these things look ridiculously sharp. That's why Red Matter 2 looks as good as it does, right? Because it's actually rendering higher than the PSVR2 is capable of, and then displaying that. And then, for a good percentage of us, we do notice reprojection. And so you get your game up and running at 90 frames native, and now suddenly it's looking sharp, it's moving smooth, everything is great. My tip window just crashed, but it's okay. Everything will be fine. The horse's name was Friday. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Like, that is the only thing I could think of today.
Have you got the tip thing opened on Chrome?
I do. Yeah.
Google
Is that
Chrome.
the problem?
Yep. Just because when you had the issue earlier, both of the live stream and the chat that I have popped out, both of them crashed at the same time. So it must be a YouTube thing.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, good to know.
On the reprojection thing quickly,
yes.
Not everyone suffers with reprojection, but
right.
Even those that don't will still get the benefits from 90 native. Right?
I mean, listen, I think so. Right? But again, I am speaking as somebody who is very, very sensitive to frame rates. Even if reprojection wasn't a thing, yeah, dude, the feeling of playing Galaxy Kart was a great example if you were there from day one, because when it launched at 60 reprojected to 120, and then when they updated it to 90 native, the sense of speed just increased so much, right? Or even if anybody has upgraded to the Pro and they've played Resist, that runs at 120 native on the Pro versus 90 native on the base PS5. Here, I really need to change this trailer. Then you'll know like it's not just like a overall smoothness feeling of playing the game. It's not just something that your eyes perceive. It's something that like your whole body perceives, that your stomach perceives, that your brain perceives, where it's like you really get this feeling that it's more convincing that you're driving this cart and you're moving fast. It's more convincing that you're swinging like Spider-Man through the city. It's all way more convincing. Although, please guys, and I do want to say, like, as always, we don't speak for everybody, right? So I do want to see, like, if for anybody in the chat who doesn't consider reprojection an issue, who doesn't see the ghosting, do you? I would love to. I guess I would love to know if this is if there's a correlation here. Do you appreciate when things go to like 90 native versus 120 reprojected? I'd love to know. I always forget that this was pre-patch. This resist footage I have where everything goes wonky on the social screen. My bad. Myles, are there other things in relation to things running smooth and looking really good in the headset? Just like this purely visual aspect. Are there other elements to this that you want to add in before we move on to another topic?
No, I don't think so. I think we've pretty much covered that.
Okay. Indy Soul says the dog's name was Indy. That's really good. Somebody's somebody's on the same wavelength as me today. That's good. All right, take it away, Myles. What's the next one?
Next one. I mean, I'm always thinking from the marketing perspective with things, and I'm going to say something that you said that last one was obvious. I'm going to go even more obvious, Brian. Trophy support.
Oh my god.
Like, including Shadowgate. Game, especially on VR games, where VR games overall are shorter experiences than flat screen games. I don't have to go over this too long because we've spoken about it many times before. But in my opinion, trophies have two core benefits to PlayStation games. One is they increase sales because there are some people who are driven by trophies. Does it have a platinum? I'm a trophy chaser. People that generally play PSVR2 games are gamers. And gamers who aren't like just casual players. Casual players aren't going to be interested in trophies compared to actual gamers, so that's why it's important there. The other part of it is retention. There are PSVR2 games I've played. I always talk about Compound. Compound is a great example where I loved playing Compound. It has a lot of difficulty levels that you can go up, and there's a lot to get all the trophies in the game. The fact it doesn't have a platinum trophy is actually, it prevents me. I say it prevents me. It doesn't prevent me. It means I don't have as much motivation to go back and grind away on those final trophies. Now, the pushback I always get from people on this, and when I wrote an article on Reddit about it, I got a lot of pushback. But I don't. Why do people care about trophies? I don't care about trophies. I am not saying that by having trophies, everyone is going to like it more. All I'm saying is that by including trophies, you're going to widen your player base. You're going to appeal to people, a particular demographic of gamers that will not come to it if you don't have those things in there. So it's very, very important.
Cerebral Frost in the chat says, isn't there a certain requirement for a game to hit to qualify for allowing a platinum? And I want to say real quick that Feed My Raptor VR came to PSVR2 today. And I'm pretty sure that is one of those games that
really?
you buy for like $5 and then you play it for a minute and then you get a platinum trophy.
Wait, this came out on PSVR2 today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I need to play this.
I've already bought it and downloaded it. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. But there are these games, right, that have been, just ridiculous. They've infested the PlayStation ecosystem for years now. They were prevalent on the PlayStation 4. Now they're prevalent on the PlayStation 5, and usually they're available on both the PS4 and PS5 with separate trophy lists, because that's the point of the game, is to do like jack shit for 5 minutes and just keep hitting a button over and over, and then you get a trophy, and you get a platinum trophy. And so the thing about if there are Sony requirements for a game to hit in order to get a platinum, it's the same. We keep having the same conversation. Somehow these shovelware developers get away with all sorts of shit that actual real game developers just don't seem to have to deal with. And that is a major problem on the PlayStation Store. That inconsistency is maddening. I hate it.
Yeah, the conditions with it is you just need to have enough trophies that add up to the points to have a platinum trophy. And just to be transparent, that was the issue we had with Shadowgate VR. Was when it was developed, we took the achievements from other platforms and they were added on. And once it went through QA and that, it then was deduced, oh, this is how many points. Obviously, I'm not a part of the development in that, and it's something that you can read up on PSN profiles. And so what you would then have to do is go back in and then add additional trophies to then hit that number, so a platinum is allowed. So my understanding is any game can have a platinum trophy. It's just that it needs to meet the requirements of having enough trophies, which is why you see a lot of these shovelware games just have loads and loads of gold trophies, because that's the quickest way of getting up. And also, gold trophies mean more points on the leaderboards for the people who care about it.
Magic in the chat says, "What's that mayonnaise game? Easiest platinum ever."
My name is Mayo, or her. My name is.
My
Mayo,
name is
yeah.
what? My name is. Just three of them. And I will tell you, as somebody who played My Name is Mayo on Vita, there's an actual game there. I mean, not an actual game. And there's a narrative they tell you, and like you go through, and there's like a story. These are. I wouldn't even call My Name is Mayo one of these games that we're talking about. There's all these games. If you find like the jumping taco, the jumping cat, there's like 100 of these jumping something games, or Pet My Snake, Miles, Pet My Rabbit. I don't know. These are literally throwaway games. My Name is Mayo there's actually some substance there, even though again that was still the point of the game.
I've just wishlisted Feed My Raptor VR. Found it. Thank you, Brian.
Good. Maybe
I can't wait to let's play that next week.
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna be pretty short.
Yeah.
I saw a walkthrough for the flat screen version that was a full 2.5 minutes long. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That actually might be a record then, because it is becoming a bit of competition as what is going to be my shortest let's play. I wonder if there's a trailer for it that's going to be longer than the let's play.
The worst part is that the trailer for the gameplay of the flat screen version, there's not even like an animation. Like the raptor's just standing in front of you, and you hit X to feed it, and he doesn't even make like a chomping animation. There's no evidence other than a counter in the top of the screen that it gives you any indication that like you're actually feeding it. And then once the counter hits a certain number, then you get your platinum, and it's like, all right, whatever.
That sucks, man.
So anyway, listen. The PlayStation Store has its own set of issues. The PlayStation themselves have their own set of issues. I do think it's a problem that these shovelware developers are getting away with murder when other developers are taking weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to get through certification. Right? When it's like, what was the tactical shooter game that we both played not that long ago, where it's like it actually looked nice, but the second you took a single step, the frame rate shot to like 15 frames per second. I was like, how does that get through Sony's certification process? Like at all? So it's frustrating.
You're thinking of Critical Strike Shooter VR. No, I haven't finished yet. Critical Strike Shooter VR SWAT rescue missions.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Is that officially the end? See, look how good this looks. Look how good this looks. It's so terrible. Everything stutters constantly. Yeah. Anyway. Myles, I think I don't know how I want to handle this. I think I think that the platinum trophy that you mentioned as kind of a bullet point here, right, as one of the 5 things. I think that actually comes into play as a bigger bullet point, right? And I think what it is that we notice when things are missing.
Yeah.
That's a big part of this format. We notice when things are missing on PSVR2, and if it's missing a platinum trophy, we're gonna notice that, right?
Yeah.
That's a selling point for a game. But that's not the only thing. It's when I was playing through Ghost Town, and I got on the the rickety, First of all, no platinum, but when we get on that rickety, what's it called? The lift to get to the lighthouse, and the whole thing's like, grrr, right? And there's no headset rumble. Come on,
yeah.
There could have been no headset rumble in the rest of the game, but if there was headset rumble, and even just that one location, we'd be like, hey, at least they thought about it. That's good. So when and if if you've ever played a Quest 3 game or a Quest 2 game or a Quest 1 game, right? And you try to use one of these controllers and you try to shoot a gun with it, it feels so cheap now because there's no adaptive trigger support in this. And so in a game like Vertigo 2 launches with no adaptive trigger support, it doesn't have to listen. Not everybody has to go the flat to VR route and have separate adaptive trigger support for every single one of their 80 weapons in RoboQuest VR. We don't need that, right? I mean, it's nice. Trust me, when you go the extra mile and the different weapons actually feel different, that's really nice. But to have any kind of resistance when you pull a trigger on any of the weapons, there wasn't that many weapons in Vertigo 2. They absolutely could have done it. But it's like we notice when shit's missing.
Propagation, Paradise Hotel. Do you remember the haptic bit straight away when using the drill to undrill the? Because we've done it on Star Wars, and you're using the drill, and there was no haptic response, and straight away you're just like, you don't just notice when it's used, you notice when it's missing. Like,
right?
Immersion works both ways, right?
Yeah. This is 100%. This is why, like, we're so used to platinum trophies in games that when there isn't one, it's really disappointing. We're so used to adaptive triggers in games that when it's not there, yes, and you nailed it. The reason we were disappointed in propagation was because Star Wars: Tales from the Galaxy's Edge did it so well. It was like, God damn. And the same thing goes for those deep blacks from the OLED panel, right? Playing through Thief, Legacy of Shadow.
Yeah.
A game called Legacy of Shadow with no deep blacks. Insanity.
Someone in the chat says, what the hell? Oh, no, wait. They said, what the hell? Ghost Town has no platinum. No, Tom the 12-Toed Gamecat says, even Village, sadly, had no VR trophy support. That's a great example as well. If you've already platinumed the flat screen, then the VR comes out. That goes back to what I'm saying about retention, is there'll be people that play it and go, oh, if I play it again, I can lock everything and, get all the trophies and stuff. And look, I'm not here to say that, well, it's just easy. Just do it as a separate game. Like, there's a reason for it. We're just explaining that it illustrates the impact it can have. For a game about shadows, I was blown away. By that.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Like, and so yeah. So the OLED panels, platinum trophies, adaptive trigger support, and these. Listen, and it's not just this isn't just to be like, oh, all the other PSVR2 games are doing it, we should do it too. No, it's because this will make literally, like, these developers should be proud of their games, and you've been given the tools to make the game on PSVR2 the absolute best version of the game possible. It's like, utilize those tools because guess what? When we play the game, we're going to notice that it's not there. Just saying. What else we got, Miles?
How
many was that? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I think we've done 3 now. We've put it into 3 because that was a
so lost.
bigger point. Yeah. I mean, this relates to marketing as well, and there was that excellent article from Xiaomi Studios, Xiaomi Games, about Sweet Surrender, and they basically explained why their launch wasn't to the expectations that they'd hoped. And they had done a lot of what we've mentioned: accessibility settings, all the haptics. They had done most of the stuff that we've mentioned so far. Where it fell short came on the marketing side, and it was not enough runway leading up to it, and it was also to do with when the game launched. Now, what I'm about to say now doesn't specifically target them. They might agree that this is a part of it. But what I said earlier about accessibility settings, that sometimes it feels like game studios are making a game and they haven't even looked at what other games are doing. And just to let you know, guys, in earlier production, when we were doing the PSVR2 version of RoboQuest VR, I was approached by people at Flat VR Studios, and they just asked me, what do we need to do to make haptics and adaptive triggers work well? And so I would basically say, for a bow and arrow, look at Call of the Mountain. As you pull it back, there's an indicator that you're pulling it back as far as it is. Adaptive triggers, this is how sniper rifles work. And it was really cool to be asked about it. And I'm not saying like these are the best examples, but like they were looking at like, let's not try and work this out from scratch. Who's done it well already? And that also applies in marketing. And it includes looking at who else is going to be launching in the month that you're at. Yeah. It's easier said than done. But I do think that Sweet Surrender's biggest problem, and when I saw the first trailer, I was like, this game looks cool. And then I was like, yeah, because at that point I knew when RoboQuest was coming out, because we'd already decided the date.
Right.
And I was like, man, it's going to be tough for these guys, because once RoboQuest is announced, there will be people that get both, but there's going to be people that look at this and go, actually, we'll wait for RoboQuest, which is what happened. And I don't say that with much pleasure, even though RoboQuest VR is our game. Like, I don't like to see people have the sort of the rug pulled out from them like that. But if they had announced it sooner, they would have at least been able to build up wish lists, which is a very important part when it comes to marketing games. Because when you build up wish lists, once the game is then on sale, people get notified, and that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, it was we've talked a lot about Sweet Surrender and what happened with this game, and the fact that it didn't sell actually makes more sense than if it had sold well. And so, yeah, doing a little bit of research, figuring out what other games are coming out at that same time, figuring out it's not like RoboQuest hadn't been announced. You guys announced it like a full year or something beforehand, right? And so I do think that if Salmi Games was, they could have gotten this game out immediately after that announcement, right? It's like how we are working with a very, very tight timetable. Like we got to turn this thing around in like 2 months. Like let's get this thing out, and so we have a full 10 months where we are the roguelite shooter for 10 months before RoboQuest gets here. Even market it as while you're waiting for RoboQuest.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
And this is the thing I was just going to say on that point though.
Yeah.
Is look, when RoboQuest launched, we had the price issue on the Sony store, and we had all these discussions internally of like, oh, what are we going to do? Like and I said, well, firstly, you don't go out there and go, sorry, we got it wrong. We made a massive mistake. People don't want to hear that. It doesn't sound good. You got to play any vulnerability to a strength. So we went out there and went, well, it's a bit cheap from the store. Better get it now before it changes. And it's just like the gamers are not stupid. The market is not stupid. And just coming out and being vulnerable, people respect that. People respected Xiaomi games for that article and that. And, whenever it comes to all these things that you're talking about, going out there and being like, we know you're excited for RoboQuest VR. We are too. This can warm you up in the meantime. People would be like, nice. I like that they're not ignoring the obvious, and they're actually, they feel like community members. They feel like gamers, and so I think that can go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, and there's been a lot of examples of people doing it poorly.
Max Mustard. Oh, sorry, not poorly. I was thinking of the Astrobot thing when they were like, we all wanted to see Astrobot come. We're disappointed as well. Hopefully, Max Mustard. They're not saying that they're as good. We're not Astrobot, but hopefully this gives you that same warm, but pleasant platformer feeling. And that was done well. Poorly though, Brian. What were the ones that you were thinking of?
I mean, right off the bat, it was the Midnight Walk, right? It was like every complaint. It was like, yeah, sorry, we're moving on to something else.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What? What are you talking about? It was just like whoever was handling their social media accounts was just doing a horrible job of it. And they weren't the only ones. There's plenty of examples of other ones, but they were the first ones that came to mind because they were pretty recent.
It's also when you get developers who get told feedback about their games.
Yep.
This isn't working. Well, we haven't seen that issue. No. and I have to tell you that, like, at Impact Reality, when we do the PR and marketing for external clients, a big part of what we do is an educational process. It's like PR training. And we do have those meetings where they're like, oh, we've had this 2-star review. Like, can we do something about it? Yeah, you can reply. Well, you can do it on MetaQuest. It's a shame you can't do it on PlayStation, maybe eventually. On MetaQuest, you can reply, but you don't get defensive. You say, thank you for the feedback. We fixed it. Would you consider changing your score? And most of the time, people do it because you're being honest. It's like, yeah, we hear you. None of this. No. It's fine. Like, and head in the sand. Like,
yeah.
But people, I still see developers do it today, and I'm just like, what are they thinking? It's just unbelievable.
So this all kind of goes into marketing as well. There's probably a better heading for all of this, but it does when these developers go through hell trying to get their game finished and then ported and then go through QA, and then something always goes wrong on the PlayStation Store. Right. And so it's like, you've done everything. You've done the hard work, right? So now it's time to, dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure that you've done everything properly on the PlayStation Store, because it is, by all accounts, every developer I've ever talked to goes, listen, if it's your first time doing it, it's easy to make a mistake. But they give you control over all of this stuff. And so just make sure that you're doing it properly and that you know what you're doing. And so games will just come out accidentally, right? How many times have we seen that, right? Ultra Wings 2 came out and it wasn't supposed to be out yet. Cussman, he DM'd me earlier today and I still haven't responded to him. He said that God of Rifts wasn't supposed to be out. Talked to the developer being like, oh, he was like, I'm playing the PSVR2 version now and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, what, it's out? Sony, what? It was supposed to be delayed or something along those lines. And so, anyway, what was the point? The point is that dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure that you have make sure that you have a good launch. Make sure that all the work you've done doesn't go to waste in the last final steps of this stuff. As we already said with the Sweet Surrender situation, carve out a nice little time for yourself. See when other games similar to yours are coming out. See when other games period are coming out, and find a nice dude. I think I don't want to. I'm not trying to say anything negative about Arcane Age, right? Because Arcane Age is a fantastic game, but I also think part of the reason Arcane Age succeeded as well as it did when it did was because they found a month last January where that was the only game we were playing. It was the only game that it was the only new game on the PlayStation Store. And it was like, of course we're going to play this because, we knew, but not everybody knows how great Vitruvius is. And so, I was a little bit concerned because their name is Arcane Age, right? I just didn't know, man. At this point, even a name of a game could become an issue, right? Song in the Smoke. Still, to this day, that's got to be the reason it didn't sell well, because it's a great game and it's just got a bad name. And so I was a little bit concerned. I was like, is Arcane Age going to suffer the same fate? And listen, it worked out for them. And I think a part of the reason it worked out was because they found a nice month where no one was going to compete with them at all. Just part of the reason they were at such a success. Yeah, Wes is in the chat saying some guys can't generate review keys.
Yeah.
Right. So again, it's like, get through the certification process and don't be rushing to put out a release date. Don't be so many developers are like, the second they get out of certification, they're like, oh, it's coming out next week. Yeah. Like, well, yeah, but do you have all your social media in check? Do you have like the content creators that you want to involve in check? Like, have you reached out to all of those people? And do you have review keys in hand before you're announcing the release date? We just saw this with Zero Caliber, Miles, right? The developers over X-Real Games were trying to get their game out. They really wanted, they've been going through certification for the last like 2 months with Sony, and they delayed the game like 5 days, just to make sure that content creators had keys and could actually get their reviews and everything in order for launch. Right? They've gone through this incredibly strenuous process. Don't fuck it up in the last 5 seconds. Don't fuck up at the finish line.
And we all know what it's like as any creative, whether you make music, you do artwork, you just want to get things out straight away. You're like, I've made it, I need to get it out there.
Yeah.
But you waiting a bit longer, the people out there aren't going to notice that you've waited longer. They're just going to see it the moment, the first impression. But I will say, and because I just know that there will be some people thinking about, well, for example, like RoboQuest VR, 90 native. Should we have waited for that to be ready? It's not always straightforward. Like there are always balancing acts,
right.
And by the way, RoboQuest VR had a PSVR2 patch today. It's gone out. 90 native is very close, but a lot of stuff has been fixed on this one. But yeah, there is balancing acts, and you do have to measure that there are market pressures, because otherwise every game would just be launched in the best state. There are always give and takes of like trying to get ahead of particular waves, and pieces like that.
Yeah. And then finally, listen, this pertains to a much smaller part of the audience, but make sure you get PS5 Pro support. Do you know how many people out there bought a PlayStation 5 Pro specifically so that their VR games will look better and play better? Right?
I did.
I mean, that's the only reason I have a Pro. It's kind of the reason I have a PlayStation 5. But yeah, I mean, listen, this is, again, with Ablaze and Rain and with Arcanage, these guys gave us a performance mode and a fidelity mode on both consoles. And each one is better on each console. You know, plays at a higher resolution, plays whatever. And it doesn't. I don't think personally it has to be anything major, right? So I think Subside said that they increased the super sampling multiplier, at the focal point of where you're looking, so it looks a little bit better. But I played them back to back. I don't think I could notice the difference in Subside, right? But they also give us dynamic shadows on the things you pick up. And that's one of those things that once you have it, you're like, oh shit, it really does feel like it's missing now that I go back to the base PS5. Where are my dynamic shadows? There's no shadows on the things I'm picking up. And so, it doesn't have to be anything major, but we spent a lot of extra money on these PS5 Pros. Make us feel like it was worthwhile.
It is worth saying though, PS5 Pro has been pretty disaster with third-party developers on the flat. There's been a lot of flat screen games that from big third-party developers that have done a PS5 Pro patch with PSSR, and they have not worked well at all. So yeah. Someone in the chat was just saying, are the RoboQuest trophies fixed now? All are except 2. Which if you go on the RoboQuest VR social media, patch notes are there. Also, Surviving Mars got DFR added.
Oh, I hear it looks great now.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I actually haven't played it myself, but I was in voice chat with Izzard yesterday, and he went and checked it out. He actually checked it out back to back because he played it pre-patch while the patch was downloading, and then he played it post-patch and said it looks fantastic now. So, yep.
Can I just say, as a personal thing, that is such a relief, because as soon as the patch went out, the update, I went on my PS5 Pro and tested it, and I'm in it, and I'm like, it looks good, but I always thought it looked good, and I know PS5 Pro is different to the base PS5. And then I put a tweet out on my personal, just saying, here's the patch, this is what we've added. Obviously, the developers have told me, and I trust them. I work with them and stuff. But there's always a bit of me of if people go in this and go, it's not that great, I'm gonna feel shitty because I'm not gonna criticize people's experiences. But like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if I can tell the difference. But yeah, we've also added a paid DLC, which is $2.99, $1.99 in the UK, and it's so you can put a Christmas tree in your habitat and little baubles on the tree and a fireplace. I even bought a copy. It was, to get it. But so if you want to make your habitat a bit more festive, but the patch with the DFR and that is free. That's not in the paid. that would have been hardcore, right? I wonder if any game's ever done that.
Yeah, your game was broken, but if you want to fix it, here's $3.
Here's the toolkit DLC that fixes your game.
Man, Infinite Loop says, anyone know if Genotype has adaptive triggers? Nope, does not. It was one of my biggest complaints about it, actually.
Yeah.
So Genotype is one of those games where the interface, I think, is so cool, where like in order to reload to absorb the ammo and shit like that, it's like you have like a thing that you slam it into your hand port, right? And then you pull the trigger and it like goes into your hand. And holy crap, man, like I'm so blown away by the fact that when I played that and pulled the trigger for the first time and it went it didn't.
Yeah.
There was no. I don't even think they utilized the sound very well in order that like, it could have been such an impactful thing. Every time you do it, you could be looking forward to pulling the trigger and having the trigger thunk 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 and having the haptics thunk 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 and having the sound go thunk thunk thunk. No, please don't clip that. And like if all three of those things together, I feel like it would just be like, oh man, every time I pick up more ammo, thunk, 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 it would feel so good to do. Like you want to do it, right? So this kind of like routine thing, this rote thing, suddenly becomes way more enjoyable. And it's just missing. And it sucks. It sucks because I feel like that's the kind of thing that like if we had a video out like this and Bulwark Games had seen it before they put Genotype out, that maybe that would have been addressed. Maybe that would have been a thing.
Actually, yeah, with Bulwark, yeah. The only reason I laugh is because I did a Reddit post of like what I think developers should do before they launch it, but it was mainly from the marketing perspective. And one of them, the number one thing on my list was trophies. And I had a developer message me and went, "Thank you for this list. It's so good. Really, really useful stuff. We're working on a new game." They launched a new game. No platinum trophy. And I was like, I was just like, it was number one on the list.
Nothing. Nihilus Ryan says the adaptive triggers make Rush VR a whole step up from before. It's great. Yeah, and what is that? Just for the boost? Like it's such a simple addition. Also, I don't know, man. My favorite addition for the PSVR2 version of Rush has got to be when lightning crashes and a new mother cries. It's fucking so good. No, it's like the headset rumbles. Like you're flying. It makes the thing you're doing, which is already dangerous, feel so much more dangerous.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, man, people talking about the Game Awards last night. You didn't watch it, right?
I slept all the way through it, Ryan. I did watch trailers this morning though, and yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. I wasn't blown away, but then I didn't watch the show. I just watched the trailers, maybe the full thing. I hear it's one of the best ones yet in terms of not too spammy with ads, and people actually got to give their speeches and stuff like that. So I do think Jeff Keighley gets a lot of shit. Some of it's warranted, but I do genuinely feel he is someone who does listen to the feedback and tries to do it better than the following year. So
yeah, I agree. I listen, it's a fine show, right? We had obviously we always do this kind of stuff. Somebody had suggested we do a poll for how many VR games we expected to see at the Game Awards, and I expected literally there to be one, right? I expected there to be one, and I expected that one to be Deadpool. I expected there to be a meta ad for Deadpool, and that was going to be the extent of what we saw. And there was even not even that. No. And so it's. I mean, I like that we've gotten. I like that we know what to expect from something like this. It's a very mainstream event, right? And so like I think a lot of people are expecting to see certain things there and that they didn't see, and I think anybody expecting to see any VR stuff there maybe hasn't watched the show before, because they've never really had, even when they award the VR Game of the Year, it's one of those that they just fly through. Oh, the next category is VR Game of the Year. Here are the nominees. Oh, Midnight Walk won. The next category, it's these, and here are the nominees. Oh, this one won, right? It's one of those that they fly through. They don't have anyone accepting an award for, right? They don't care about VR. And so it would have been like the worst place to announce anything VR, right? And so I know that there were some people, they did start the show fairly early with Resident Evil 9 Requiem. And there was a trailer for Ace Combat 8 that had a lot of first person stuff going on. People were like, "This would look so good in VR." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, but there's no part of me right now that expects you to see a PlayStation VR2 logo at the end of this. Again, as we know, so the reason that so many of these AAA games come to PlayStation VR2 is because of Sony. And Sony might not be patting themselves on the back and saying, "Hey, we paid for that," but what they are doing is revealing them at their own state of plays and revealing them at on their own channel. Right, and that is how they take ownership for it. Even when, I think it was when Village. I'm going to get this wrong, but there was a Capcom event and a PlayStation event happening simultaneously, and they were both featuring Resident Evil Village. In the Sony event, right? They were. It was. Yeah, so somebody in the chat helped me out because my memory is failing me. But it was like it was airing on the PlayStation YouTube channel and it was airing on the Capcom channel simultaneously. And on the Capcom channel, the VR stuff just wasn't there. And on the Sony channel, the VR stuff was there for Village. Right? It's like the entire event was identical. Right? We thought we were watching the exact same event on both channels until the VR part was there. And it was very, and so it's just very, very strange that they're like, no, we want to be the ones that talk about that shit. We want to be the ones that present that. And I don't know if they still think that there's a stigma, which there is to a certain degree on VR games, right? They're like, let us do that. Our audience over here, they understand it.
Yeah.
The bigger audience, if there was any VR stuff at the Game Awards, I can already see what the live chat would have said.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it wouldn't have been positive. Don't waste our time with this fucking VR garbage. That kind of stuff. Yeah. And so I think, so when will we see Requiem? If it's going to be announced, it'll be on a Sony stage. It'll likely be a state of play. Boy, we get some tips, Miles. We get some tips. Also, I never said congratulations on finishing your first term of college this week. I never said that. Congratulations. That's going to be tough going back to school at 43. I don't think I could do it. I've already done it once. Wasn't a big fan the first time. Ace Gamer with the 1337 says, Racers, start your engines. Join us this weekend for some high-speed fun in VRacer Hoverbike, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Gran Turismo 7 on Sunday. Join the Without Parole Discord for details and to vote on next week's games. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
We've got so much awesome stuff planned for VRacer Hoverbike. Honestly.
Tell us
the
off.
The devs are amazing. No, I'm not announcing anything. Right now, if you go in now, there's snow on the tracks and it's very festive. There's a new weekly challenge, the arcade neon mode. They're adding a lot of stuff. Big plans, because they want to support it long term. They've got some huge ideas for the game, and we're having to basically at the moment plan out what can we do now, and then what can we do later, and what do we need to do to help us get there. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been supporting the game, all our games, to be honest. Because that does impact a game like VRacer. I think is ripe for having like long-term support and having lots of stuff added to it. They are such awesome devs that have just got lots of ideas and super exciting. Yeah.
Is the snow going to stick around as just an optional weather effect, or is it like seasonal only?
It'll be seasonal only because at Halloween they had it where everyone wore jack-o'-lantern helmets, which looked awesome. And at the moment, everyone's got Santa hats. So they'll be taken away. At least it's not like what Grand Theft Auto 5 used to do, where they made the entire map of Los Santos. They made it snowy. And it looked amazing. But it was only on Christmas Day. And Christmas Day I was with family. So I got to go on it a little bit and then didn't get to see it again. Like it felt like such a high lift thing to do for just one day. But yeah. But yeah.
Normally, guys, I do a PSVR this week to help
this week
to advertise what's happening in the Saturday and Sunday multiplayer meetups. I think you have seen your last PSVR this week for the year. It was unexpected. I figured I was going to do one more for tonight or tomorrow, but just because of getting sick and trying to get these other videos done, it's just not going to happen. I hate when things don't come together as planned, but it's people don't really watch it anymore anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. The videos I'm working on are way more important, I promise you. Sorry, I've been keeping an eye on the chat, and I keep seeing comments that I want to respond to, and I then they fly by, and then I can never find them again. JJ Savior in the chat said the developer, I'm assuming this is of Resident Evil Requiem, did an interview, stated they'll likely look into a VR version after they work on their Switch port. I don't think that's what the interview what said. Just to clarify, I think he. Whether it was a translation thing or not, the developer said we just announced our Switch port. We can't announce everything all at once, and so which I think is still a very hopeful statement about Requiem, right? Because he didn't say no, and we know there's love for VR at Capcom, right? And that even if like Sony isn't funding it, that they might very well still be interested in doing it. So. I think it was a very promising statement. We got Sun WTF with the $2 tip, says I vote Sandbox VR in Vegas, which is room scale VR.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yep. I did that at GDC for the first time. It was Squid Game, and I haven't watched the show, but like as a mini game with other people in the space, it was really good fun.
It does sound like there's a couple VR opportunities for us in Vegas, and I'd be curious to know how many we end up being disappointed in, right? Where it's like, oh man, this, because I think sometimes those VR experiences or the different VR locations are really amazing for people who have never done VR before.
Yes,
right. But for people who've done probably too much VR in their lives, right?
Dude, I was when I was last in Romania in Bucharest, I was just looking at things I could do, and there was like, oh, there's a VR center, and I was looking it up, and it's like this VR center, you can play Beat Saber, and it was just like all the games which again, as you say, if you've never done VR before, that is an amazing place to go to have your first experience and like try all these things, Job Simulator, all these games. But for me, I was like, yeah, I don't need to go to this. Yeah.
Major T in the chat says if Sony doesn't pay for Resident Evil 9 VR port, we should do a freaking fundraiser.
The fundraiser.
I've got an even better suggestions, right? Fuck the fundraiser. Just release a separate SKU of your game that is the same price as the flat screen version, but it only includes the VR version. Right.
Yeah.
I just there are developers who you just want to give your money to, and say, so sometimes like it's fine. Sometimes it's fine to just be like, hey, this is not a free patch for the existing game. This is we put a lot of fucking time and energy and work into this. Here you go. Here is Resident Evil 9 Requiem VR, and it is a $70 game. Like great, fucking do it, right? We know that whatever it takes for a developer to be convinced to bring their game into VR, then I think they should do it. Emmanuel Bose sent one without pro gift membership. Thank you so much for your generosity. We appreciate you. Darth Vader, the Game Cat with a $10 tip, says, with the reveal of Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, did you see that trailer, Miles?
What trailer was that?
Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic.
I didn't. I haven't seen that one, but right. A lot of people being hyped about it.
Yeah, I think they're hyped about the existence more than the trailer. The trailer didn't show very much. It was like it was a scene and a logo.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm misremembering. It deeply makes me want more Star Wars games in VR. I need me some awesome VR stories set in that galaxy far, far away. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, listen, it's a great IP for VR games, as we've seen already. Vader Immortal was fun. And Tales from the Galaxy's Edge was awesome.
Do you know what IP I would love to see come to VR? But I just know that the processing power to really get to that level it would struggle is Control. Did you ever play Control?
I didn't, but I'm familiar with the developer and
Remedy is.
Yeah, what did they make before Control? Because
back in the day, Max Payne. Dude, I want Flat to VR Studios to collab with them. Like, bring the original Max Payne to VR, you know, or something like that. That'd be cool. But they did Control. They did Alan Wake, which I've never played the Alan Wake games. I hear the new one is excellent, and I think it was actually on PlayStation Plus, so I might actually have it now.
You know, maybe I did. Maybe I did play the beginning of Control because, yeah, and I played the beginning of Control and I played the beginning of Alan Wake 1, and I've never finished either one of them.
Control had an amazing DLC, and I don't know if it was the Alan Wake one, but it had this like creature that was like tall in the darkness, and it was proper disturbing. Yeah, Control is amazing, absolutely incredible. And there was a trailer for the sequel, and it looks like they're taking a whole new direction. Well, and it was just viscerally. Remedy are just a very special developer that they could so easily have just been like, we're going to do more of the same because it's awesome. And they're like, no, we're going to try something new with it. So, yeah.
Scott, the PSVR Gamecat for Life in the chat reminds me that we got Squadrons on PSVR 1. Yeah. Probably the best Star Wars game we ever got. Completely. Yep. That slipped my memory. It's not on PSVR 2. It doesn't exist. Sorry, guys.
I just wanted to say though, like we always talk about when you message devs and you talk about like, can you bring your game over? It also, in terms of making connections, like I know Sam Lake is on Twitter quite a lot and active, and like just get in Flat to VR. What I like about the name Flat to VR Studios is even if he doesn't go with us, but he just gets in his mind Flat to VR as a mission and works with another developer, that's a win for all of us. It's the rising tide lifts all boats. Yes, and also Flat to VR Studios can only work on so much, but like if there are just more people that are able to help take these flat screen games and bring them to VR. So yeah, just keep up the great work, Gamecats.
Without Parole Studios, I'm telling you, man.
There we go. It's happening. It's happening. You heard it here first.
You're all going to be in awe how great BioShock is.
What's your? Oh, it's BioShock's your first game. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, what other fucking game would I start with, Miles? Trombone Champ? Come on.
Yeah, I just thought like BioShock's a pretty big step. I respect that. Yeah. I thought you'd have started with something like My Name is Mayo. My Name is Mayo.
Bro, I would definitely put My Name is Mayo in VR. We get those platinum trophy hunters, man. Separate, as long as it's got a separate trophy list.
Haptics. Oh yeah, yeah. You don't want it to be a hybrid game.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be a VR mode. You need it.
Yep.
You need it to be.
Also, I'm gonna get Perp Games to publish it physically.
There we go. Oh god, yeah. That'd be great.
Doozy Research with the 70 plantains says, just bought I'm assuming high-end PC to play Cyberpunk and UEVR. It's amazing, but only made me appreciate PlayStation 5 more. Gran Turismo 7 and No Man's Sky are still better than racers and space sims on PC without any tinkering. Yep. Listen, it is. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I think the existence of like the of UEVR is really frustrating, right? Because we do sit here and we say, oh man, how great would it be to play BioShock in VR? And then there's all these people that are like, dude, you can fucking play BioShock in VR. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I want an official version. I don't want, and I don't want to, and I don't want to tinker with anything. And I'm sure it's super fucking easy. I'm sure it is, right? I'm 100% sure. I just want to. I just want an official version. If PSVR2 ever dries up, Sony ever stops supporting VR, we get the PlayStation 6 and there's no PSVR3, or they don't include PSVR2 support on it, or something like those lines. Maybe I have to go. Maybe I have to go and buy myself a PC and play the games that I want to play in VR that way. But until then, I gotta hold out for hope. We got plenty of games to play while we wait for the big ones. While we wait for these companies to get their heads out of their asses. Yeah, I know. I knew the second I said it, everyone in the chat was gonna be like, "Dude, it's not that fucking hard to use UEVR." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Oh man. Oops. Superliminal, the Gamecat with a $10 tip, says no jinx. Oh, here we go. Just jinxed it. But imagine the fat laughs we could have if we used Trombone Champ tooting their groovy horn to psych up our radical cats to get hip to a game we're keen to nab from flat to VR. Can you dig it?
Yes, you can.
I'm surprised I read the whole thing. I don't know what it meant though.
It's just me. It's a stepping stone. It was a stepping stone.
I've read it 3 times. I still don't understand it. Oh, the horse's name was Friday. Sorry. And we got Comic Book Guy with the £5 saying, "Hi. Hey, Comic Book Guy. I don't know if you've talked about it, but user stages uploading functionality in humanity. User stages uploading functionality in humanity is closing down in March next year." I screw up every single one of his tips, Miles. Every single time Comic Book Guy's tips, I screw it up and do not read it properly. So wait, hold on a second. So they're just done with that? Maybe humanity wasn't super popular. I wasn't a big fan. It was okay, but it was okay. All right, man. We should probably get this show on the road. You ready to do a little 4-minute challenge?
Nope, but I've got the Game Cats here, so I have the best chance of success, or not failing.
Okay.
Have you picked a game though, Brian?
I have. I don't know if I'm happy with it, Miles. To be honest with you.
Oh, you can change it.
Should I change it? If I'm not happy with it, maybe I should change it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should change it. I don't know. Now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't change it.
And
talk to me.
I'm going to put a wager on this.
Yeah.
If I guess it right with the help of the Game Cats, I'm going to give out some PSVR2 keys for Get Out. How about that?
Oh.
Okay.
What happens if you guess wrong?
Well, I'll keep them to myself and sell them somewhere on eBay or something, I guess. I mean, I haven't signed off with the devs.
Oh my god. All right.
I don't know.
All right.
I'll sell it on the dark web.
By the way, I think we're on a losing streak. I don't think. Did I get? I don't remember if I won the last one. Looper, what did I win? Did I win on the last episode? I don't fucking know. There's no way to tell. All right, let's go. You guys know how this works. 4-minute challenge. I'm thinking of a PSVR 1 or PSVR 2 game. Miles has an infinite number of questions to ask, but only 4 minutes to ask those questions in. So please suggest good questions he should ask in the chat. Help him, and then suggest good games he should guess based on my responses. All right, let's do this. On your mark. I've already forgotten what the game is. Crap. Got it. All right, get Des and go.
Is it a PSVR2 game?
Yes.
Is it on PSVR1?
No.
Is it on MetaQuest?
Yes.
Is it on Steam?
Yes.
Is there multiplayer?
Yes.
Is it cross-platform multiplayer?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I wish I knew.
No, that's right.
So sorry.
Is it, in your opinion, a good game?
Yes.
Did you review it?
Yes.
Did it come out this year?
No.
Did it come out last year?
No. I forgot when it came out. Yeah,
but it wasn't a launch title though.
No.
Is it a sports game?
No.
And when we talk about multiplayer, is it PvP?
No.
Is it co-op?
Yes.
Is it only co-op when it comes to multiplayer?
Yes.
And is the co-op a mode that you can play single player? So you could do the same thing, but single player?
Yes.
Okay. Is it? Are you shooting in it?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Okay. Sometimes. Has it got melee weapons in it?
Yeah. Sometimes.
It does have sometimes in it. Cool. And is it by Vertigo Games?
No.
It's not by Vertigo Games, no. Okay. Are the graphics? Have they gone for realism?
No.
Not realism. Okay. And is it sci-fi?
No.
Okay, not sci-fi. Is it dystopian?
No.
Okay. Okay. And are there classes in this?
Yes.
Yeah, there are classes in it. Okay, cool. Does it have dynamic foveated rendering?
I would assume so, yes.
Okay. You assume so, okay. Man, I hate when I look in the chat and I just see loads of wrong answers. Is it is it pixel art?
Yes.
Cool. And it's a roguelite.
Yes.
Cool. And multiplayer wasn't available at launch.
Correct.
Cool, right. And the OLED panels really, really do look good in this, with the blacks and the glowy flames on torches and shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Ancient Dungeon, Brian.
Are we doing an ad read now? Did we switch into an ad read when I wasn't paying attention?
I'm just listening.
Yeah, coming out all the way back, December 8th, right on the cusp, 2023. This is, in fact, Eric Thullen's Ancient Dungeon, which I consider a perfect game. I think this is practically a perfect game. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Anytime I want to play some multiplayer, I would rather play this than anything else. Usually. Some Phasmo.
There we go.
Yep.
Awesome. Handing out some keys in the chat. Well done, guys. Do a couple of EU ones, and then I'll do a couple.
You're welcome, you guys. You're welcome, you guys. I changed the game so that Myles could guess it mid questioning. He was so far off for the first. He was so far. He was so far off for the first 2 minutes that I was like, I got to make it easier. What game is he closer to guessing?
Okay, well, in that case, I'm not sharing any North American ones.
Is this because I checked your social media accounts for the last 5 years?
Yeah. Okay, I've got some North American ones now.
Yep.
Also, if you claim one, guys, let us know in the comments once you've checked out what you make of Get Out, because I think it's a fun time.
Love Ancient Dungeon. I love that. I love that it's a game that I thought was amazing before they even added multiplayer. And they added multiplayer, and I was like, "This is so much better." And then they added the mage class where you shoot fire, or I guess spells, and I was like, oh, this might be my favorite way to play. Right? It's just they just keep adding and adding and adding and adding to it. I haven't even checked out the newest mode that they added like a couple weeks back, where which did come to PSVR2. Anybody know? Did it come to PSVR2? The endless dungeon mode or whatever it was called, the arena.
Oh,
kind of the wave shooter mode.
It.
Sylvan Nexus says, where can I get my key for the Movember contest win? Serial Killer should have been hitting up everybody who won on Discord. So check Discord, and if he has not gotten in touch with you yet, I'm assuming that he still will soon. All right, guys, it's time to wrap this thing up. So much fun to do, though. So much fun. Always happy to hang out with you guys. Shoot the shit. Talk down about PC gaming. Listen, I'm playing Megabunk, okay? I'm getting my PC gaming in. I hate Megabunk. It's so fucking hard. I'm so irritated with Megabunk. So irritated. That's a podcast for a different day, though. Everyone, make sure you go subscribe to Myles over at youtube.com/Myles, because he is on a pretty good run here. He's trying to play every single PSVR2 game there ever is and ever will be. How many games behind are you currently?
Like 30 to 35. I'm looking forward, but basically in January I should have caught up. That's the plan, and it just then means I can slow down. And it's going to be good for two reasons. One is I'm not going to have to live stream every single day.
Yeah.
But secondly, it means that when I do live stream, it's going to be when new games come out. And obviously that's when Let's Plays do better, when you do ones that are actually current.
Okay.
I've also been doing a lot of YouTube shorts lately. So like editing highlights from my Let's Plays, which has actually been quite fun.
Nice.
So yeah, been very, very busy the last few weeks, but I'm feeling good about it. And yeah, just really grateful. Good community. And yeah, what a year it's been for PSVR2.
And it's not over yet, Myles. Next week we get Zero Caliber, and next week we have Death Horizon Reloaded. We got they got an official release date. It is next week. These games are coming out back to back. I wonder which one people will be more interested in.
And then we've just had FEMA Raptor, which was a shadow drop, was it?
It was, yeah. It was. What a pleasant surprise on this sunny Friday.
How did you find out about it? Did you have it wish listed?
No, because our game cats are fucking amazing, and they notice any change on the PlayStation Store, and so when there's anything different, they're like, ding, 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 ding. What could it be? Oh, this one just got a release date. Oh, a new game just came out. These guys are amazing, dude. Yeah.
So how do you actually see all the games that have only been announced? Because at least on the UK store, if I browse, you can do it by like new, but none of the announced stuff is there. The only way I've ever been able to do it is by searching VR game names like VR Simulator, and then you just see a load of announced. Like, is there a way of having a page on the store of just the announced ones, or are people doing it through what's it called? API, like they got an API that is feeding into something.
I am searching for what I do is I sort it by either new to old, and use, at least on the North American store, the stuff that's not out yet is usually first. And if you search for old to new, or if you search for best selling, right, those games are clearly not selling, and so they're usually at the very, very end. But yeah, maybe
I need to do it on the North America then. Maybe I need to do it on the America store, because it's just not that doesn't work on the UK one. So
that sucks. Are you doing it on the PlayStation itself, or are you doing it on the PC? What are you doing it on?
I'm doing it on my desktop. Is that another issue as well?
No, I only use the PlayStation Store on my PC.
Okay.
Yeah, because absolutely not going through that nightmare on my console with a controller. But all right. Hold on a second. I got to do something real quick. I wonder if this is going to work. Is it going to work? It's going to work. All right, good. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. Cool. I this doesn't blow anyone's eardrums out. I haven't actually tested this the sound on this. But we do have a clip of the week. So was gonna say goodbye to everybody. Thank you everybody for an awesome show. Thank you for being here. We love you so very much. Don't forget to support us on patreon.com/withoutparolegames. But if you, even if you're not over there, if you're a member over here, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for tipping during the show. You guys are keeping the lights on. We appreciate it. It means the world to me. I want to do this as long as I possibly can. And I can only do it with your support. So thank you very, very much, everyone who supports the channel. But even if you're just here shooting the shit, hanging out, and we're happy you're here, man. Money should always be secondary. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being part of our Discord. And even if you are one of those people that sit back, watch the show, don't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there. And we love you just as much. Happy Friday, Myles.
Happy Friday, Brian. Happy Friday, Gamecats. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Here it is, you guys. Your clip of the week, courtesy of Dave Does VR. Let's go.
Oh, he's here. He's here
in a different place. He's here. Can you see me picking him up?
Yeah. He just like vanished and ended up.
Please don't shoot me. I'm your friend.
It's like It's like a weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get into the base by bringing one of these guys from. I'm here with my friends. Come on, guys. Let's go up to the base. Hi. Can I go?
Myles, we got to get into some Ghost of Tabor. I want to.
Dude,
I'd love to spend some serious time in that game soon.
I still haven't Let's Played it because I want to do it as a multiplayer. So let's do it one weekend.
Okay.
As well as Pickleball, wherever that game was. That's another one. That's multiplayer that we need to play.
Yeah, for sure. Holy crap. Comic book guy with the £5 says, as Coldplay is being added to Beat Saber, I might give in and buy it again on my Quest 3. Cool. I saw that Coldplay was being added, and I was like, wait, don't we already have all the Coldplay songs on Beat Saber that we could have possibly wanted? I didn't realize Coldplay was one of those bands that like we needed another track pack for. Because the only Coldplay I know is from playing the first Coldplay track pack. Like I don't know them at all from the radio, or I've never bought an album, nothing like that. So that's cool that you find it, whatever they're bringing, the new track pack, worthwhile. I am so happy that I don't care yet, but I know I'm gonna care soon, right? I've already said it a million times, but the day they announce like an MCR track pack, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna get real fucking mad that we don't have new DLC coming to PSVR2. But until then, I'll be just fine. Wait, what? There's no existing Coldplay pack. What band am I thinking of? Shit, what band am I thinking of? Oh my god, you know what I was thinking of instead of Coldplay? Imagine Dragons. That's the band I was thinking of. Okay, I know 3 Coldplay songs. I'm not too worked up about this one either. Oh god. Yep. Myles, save me. Say something. Jesus Christ.
It was all yellow.
Oh, I'm so done.
Look at the stars.
See, how long can we keep this going for?
What songs they got? Not sure.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Songs are there. So
Okay. All right.
Googling it now. We got 6 years. Oh,
So
clocks.
you
You are...
I bet I know way more Coldplay songs than I thought I did. That was
Let's have a look.
anytime this happens, right? Somebody brings up a band, I'm like, yeah, I've heard of them. I don't think I know any of their songs. Immediately, it's like, oh, listen, go click on this YouTube link, and I'm like, oh, wait, I do know a song. And they're like, now click on this YouTube link. And I'm like, oh, I know this song too. And it's like, next thing I know, it's like, oh shit, I didn't realize these guys were my favorite band. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done.
Grumpy.
I've
Yeah, you're
those
officially
all the-
done. But
I think those are
Grumpy,
all the top songs, yeah.
Grumpy's calling him a poor man's Radiohead, bro. If I think that Radiohead would be another one. If we got a Radiohead track pack, I'd be like, oh, what the fuck, man? Fuck you, V Games. Fuck you. Radiohead. I wouldn't even know what songs you would put on a Radiohead track pack. It's like I know every single, at least their first 5 albums back to like top to bottom. I can't even have a favorite because I love Radiohead that much, right? Like there's just, I don't have favorite songs. I don't have favorite albums because I can't be like trying to pick which child you like better. We're still going. What? All right. The horse's name was Friday, Miles. Good night, everybody. We love you all.
Good night.